sewing. This dress has turned out exquisite. I love a serge seam. I am at a cottage away for a few nights, just solo by myself, no baby, no husband, just ready to sew to my little heart's content. I have two goals to make: two Coraline St dresses. One is the Mylena princess seam dress, and the other is the Juliana corseted dress. So I'm going to make two of the first one this morning, and I'm just pre-washing my other fabric for the corseted dress at the moment. But I'll show you what I've got for that as well. This place is like proper vintage feels. I'm loving it. Everything apparently you can buy if you want, and it's just all restored so beautifully. This bed was so comfortable, which is a bonus. So I'm really loving being here. It's like the perfect aesthetic to just unwind and relax. And I've barely scrolled social media or anything like that, so it's really having a good impact. But going into the dresses, so the Mylena dress from Coraline St pattern, and then my first make, I think I will use, sorry, they're all a bit crunkled because of the washing. Just a really fun, colourful pattern here. I just think it'd be really beautiful, just structured down, sturdy ducks. It's going to be quite easy to work with, so I'm really excited for this one. And then once that one's complete, I'm going to move into a more cottage floral, just a printed cotton, and I think this one too will be quite cute, the feminine details on the structured dress again. So looking forward to making these. I think these should come together pretty simply. The dress doesn't have too many pattern pieces, and it's all kind of just straight sewing and then hemming, so hopefully these come together quite quickly. Then the Juliana corset dress is, sorry, it's quite hot here, I need to put my hair up. The Juliana corset dress is going to be a little bit more challenging for me. I haven't done corsets, I haven't done boning before, so all of that's going to be a bit tricky. So I have currently in pre-wash some brown poplin, just some cheap material to practice on, and then hopefully I will then have time to get to this beautiful gingham. I'm just so excited about this one. I think this is going to be so lovely. Beautiful dress. The colours are so cute. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to making this one. So it's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna warm myself up and then get into the other two dresses. I've also brought some old projects along that I need to finish up before as well, so if I have moments where I'm just wanting to do that, I've got them, so I might just chuck them in. Otherwise, let's get into it. Alright, so this front of the dress is going to be on a fold, so I want to make sure that my pattern is going to align with that down the front. I need to bring my weights, so I'm going to find random things around this cottage. A lot of bird stuff, so that's helpful. I'm going to use my scissors for this. Left a little bit of extra length down the bottom just in case I want to make it a bit longer and taller than most, so I've just left that much there. I'll just search all the pieces, then go through and show you at the end. So all my pattern pieces are cut out. I had to jimmy around a few different things because I bought fabric for not directional rather than directional, but the pattern is enough of a mixed match that I think I can get away with how I have laid them out. So the side ones are going to be upside down. No, they're on a 90-degree angle actually, so it's not super obvious. We shall see. It might add a little like cute detail, you know. All my pattern pieces are here. I'm going to stay stitch around the curves, and then we'll just be placing the front and side pieces together and sewing. I will stay stitched quite close to the edge here around the curves, and I've set up in my bedroom because there was this really cute antique little like old school sewing table that I'm going to use, and also lighting's better in here. To pinning our pieces together. I've had to bring like all of my notions in this little box. I've remembered to bring everything. I did panic and I thought I didn't bring this box at one point, which was stressful. Praise God. Okay, so now we need to pin the sides to the front pieces. Didn't do a bust adjustment on this pattern. It is highly recommended in the instructions, so that is a total user error there. However, I also tend to make my clothes too big a lot of the time, so I figured let's just see what happens. I do have a fuller bust, but also not dramatically, you know, like I don't actually have to buy clothes sizes depending on my bust. So I figured I'll just give it a whirl, and if she's looking tight, my next one can have that feedback in it. But this is cotton, this is drill. This is drill, so there should be a bit of ease in the stretch of it anyway. And sizing based on my waist as well, because that is the smaller part. But the bust size was still like within the range anyway on that. So one side's pinned. I have now finished the front, side panels and the center. It's looking a bit like this, which has looking very cute. So that has now been done. So I'll just do the same on the back panels and the back side panels. I will pin them together and then sew, and then come back to you when I've got them both sorted and show you. The back panel now all sewn up, and the front panel now sewn up. Ooh, upside down. Then both sewn up. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to line this fabric. I don't think it needs it, and I don't have enough of it. So I'm going to serge all the seams now, clip them and iron them down, and I think that'll be enough. And then I will probably top stitch them as well as like an extra little cute detail, just in a white thread along the top, and I think that'll just elevate it and then also hold those down on the inside. So yes, gonna do that. Serge, iron, top stitch. So I need to get my serger. I decided to also treat myself to a new iron. We have one in the house, and so having it between my sewing and the normal ironing is just a bit, what's the word? Inconvenient? So I bought myself a wireless iron. I didn't know they were even a thing, so how exciting. And essentially you let it charge. You use it until you can't, and then it's good to go again. A few options like pressing, no steam, and then some steam options. But I reckon how convenient is this, especially for sewing, if you're not doing like huge areas, you know, you're just kind of doing your seams as you go. So I will let you know how I find it. I feel I get it, but better than doing a flat. So good when it's top stitched. Here we go. I have got the front and back panels and the open sides I need to do. There's a lot of ease here. But how cute is this going to be once it's finished? Panel where it's meant to be cut down the back here. And I think I'm going to leave it, and maybe I'll look at putting the zipper in the side seam. It'd be easy to get in and out of by myself. And also I kind of want to keep the panel full. So I'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm so happy, and I need breakfast. Whew. Okay, I have now inserted the zipper. I'm going to seam rip that. Looking really good. There's some bits around here, but I've got to bias tape them. Just lower these armholes a smidge. Time to bias. I've just already made all of this bias tape out of this material. Okay, so I'll do the armhole first with this bias tape, and then move to the neck, and then the one with the zip on at the end. I just feel like we'll leave those zip just sit there for a little bit. I've got to come back and restitch the top. So here we go. I have finished my first Mylena dress, and it has taken me all day. To be fair, I've potted around, I have read my book, made lunch, called some friends. Like, I've been slow and on purpose because I'm savoring this day, but I'm so relaxed and so happy. This dress has turned out exquisite. I am like beyond happy. So a few things that I changed. I actually moved the back zip to the side. So the side has now got the side zip, and I did the bias binding around the arm and the neck and the armhole as usual, but just accommodated that. And I am so happy. The fit is perfect. I'm glad I didn't change anything with the bust or the measurements. The length, I think I added like a little bit on, but you can't really tell. And I had to jimmy around with the pattern pieces a little bit as I was cutting them out. You will notice, the astute person will notice that these are at 90 degrees, but when you put them on, that's not something you're going to notice. I just probably should have gotten more fabric when I bought it to take accountability for that. The only thing I would probably change retrospectively making it is actually doing this with lining rather than bias binding, but it's actually so cute you don't notice, and the material's thick enough. So also maybe something I wouldn't change anyway, but super happy with this. I will put some videos so you can see it in its glory. It's dark outside now, so I won't be doing that, but it's just amazing. Like, Coraline St did an amazing job with this pattern. The finishes with the top stitching just look so next level. And I'm just so happy with the print that I chose. So that one's done, and I'm just so happy with it. I've already cut out pieces for this dress again, slightly different. I'm gonna make it a deeper neckline just to give it more like a playful vibe. But I'm going to line it this time rather than bias bind. So I've I've cut out all my pieces and lining. Just going to do a white lining to the waistline. And then I'm not going to line the skirt, doesn't need it. And I don't have that much fabric with me. But yeah, I'm going to make that tonight. Now I reckon that'll come together really quickly. I know what I'm doing now, so I'll time it. I think it's 7:30 now. So I will put the clock on exactly. I'll tell you, hang on. It is 7:41. So I'll put the clock on, see how quickly I can whip this up now that I know what I'm doing, and I don't have bias binding, which also takes forever. And I am so excited. And I also cut out all the pieces for the Juliana corset dress. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that in this trip, because it's not a sewing in 24 hours video. This is just a me enjoying what I do best. So I will see if I want to read my book by the time I'm done. Anyway, in the meantime, I finished these. These were on my to-do list, just some loungewear with a matching jumper. So I had these half done. So once I finished this dress, I went back and finished the pants on these, and they're so comfortable, and I'm so happy I've got them coming into autumn. So I'll show you a little bit of them as well. But otherwise, I'm just so happy with this pattern. Like, if you're thinking about getting one, or you just love that classic, you know, old money princessing look, just get this pattern. It's so beautiful. It's so easy, and it fits so perfectly. I'm just like so happy, so amazed. So thank you, Coraline St. And I will keep going. Okay, it is now 10 past 9. So say 7:41, so an hour and a half, and I have put together the case of the dress and the lining. So now I'm going to put the side zipping, so I'm going to do side zip again, I like that best. And then I can attach the lining and hem, and pretty much because I've got the lining now, I don't need to do any bias taping. It should come together really quickly after this. So zip, lining, hem. And it's been what, hour and 20? Wait, did I say 7:48? Yeah, no, an hour and 20 minutes. So let's see if I can get this done in like 10 minutes. Probably is a bit too much. Let's say an hour and 40 minutes. 20 minutes to do all this. Let's see. Okay. So I'm putting my zip on the right side of the dress, and then I've already sewn this up, and then what I want to do is I'm going to go iron this and put the zip in, so I can then just it is 10:45 p.m. and I have just finished this dress. So I said it was 7:40, 10:40, 3 hours. That sounds about right. I think I was a bit hopeful to be able to finish it. I realized as I was doing the lining, the armholes and everything were coming out wrong. Anyway, she is partly lined, side zip, hem, ready to try on. I lowered down the neckline a little bit on this one, rather than having it so high on the boat neck. And I have not tried it on once this whole making session. I just kind of figured since I knew the other one worked, this one should too. Anyway, I will try this on tomorrow morning. I'm gonna have a cup of tea and read my book now. I have been sewing literally all day. Well, not every moment, but mostly all day. And I just want to relax in the peace and quiet, you know? So I will chat to you tomorrow. Good morning. It's my last day here at the cottage and I have had such a relaxing time. I read my book last night late into the evening. It's a bit stormy and windy. It was just so cozy. So I have enjoyed that. I slept in this morning, made a cup of tea, having some breakfast, pottering around, starting to pack up everything. Thank you for joining me on my little getaway. I hope to see you in the next one. Love a search scene.